Hello YouTube. In this quick video, I just wanted to share another credit report that I looked at today. Again, like I said, the reason I'm liking doing this is because I think there's somebody out there who might be listening whose credit file could be similar to this one. I can kind of give some insights into what I think can easily make it better. So I had a couple individuals that came in, but today, and I looked at a couple of credit reports. But the one I wanted to highlight is one that I saw that only had, now this score was just under 5. It was just under 5 out of the 3 scores TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. They were like anywhere between 460 to 490 something, and they really only had a repossession. So they had a couple medical bills, low balance medical bills, nothing to it, really low, a few $100 that they could take care of really quickly. But they had a repossession. They had a repossession account that had been, so it was a charged off repossession, and I could tell looking at the balance, it was probably the balance of the loan after the proceeds from the sale, from the auction sale. Because what's typically supposed to happen with the repossession is that once the bank gets that vehicle back, let's say your loan was $25,000. After the bank gets that vehicle back, they auction it, they sell it at the auction or whatever it might be, and let's say they sell it for $18,000. So the difference between that $25,000 that you owed at the time the vehicle was repossessed and the proceeds from the sale, that difference is $7,000. That is eventually what should begin to report on your credit file. Now, I've noticed that it doesn't always happen that way, because these financial institutions, sometimes they play games. A lot of times they play games. So if you've had a repossession, whether voluntary or involuntary, you need to follow up with that. If you notice that balance is not changing, then you need to follow up with that, so that balance should reflect the net amount owed after proceeds from the sale of the vehicle. That's what should be on your balance as the amount owed. But I see a lot of people that have credit files where it shows as if they still owe the original amount. But anyway, this individual, the balance I believe looks like the balance was reducted to the amount owed after the sale. But yet their score was in that 400 range. That's because they hadn't done anything with that credit file. So the repossession looks like the repossession took place a little while ago. Now it does say that it was last reported. It was last reported a month ago. As you know, every month your balances get reported. But it looks like the repossession itself was not recent. It was at least six months to a year old. But so I was sitting there and said, man, it could be so easy to fix this credit file, because one, that repossession amount was only a few $1,000s. It was less than $10,000. I think it was like $5,000 or so. They could start a dispute process of disputing disputing that collection amount, for verification and all that kind of stuff. And there's testimonies and people who've had that taken off. But on top of that, if this individual cannot get a credit card, an unsecured credit card, but they can get a secured card. So if this individual went out and got they got a secured card, starting off with $100, $200, got a secured card, and if they're really aggressive, they could get 2 secured cards. All right, maybe get 2 secured cards and go ahead and do a self-lender as well. So get 2 secured cards and do a self-lender. Within 6 months, they could see that credit file jump up to close to 600. It will really impact their credit. So this is a file that they can, even with that repossession on there, they could build up that credit file and have decent enough credit for them to purchase a car, get into an apartment, and work their way up using credit cards, and using secure credit cards. Work their way up, because every 6 months or so, they can look at possibly getting into another credit card that is unsecured, especially if they have that first as well as the first lender loan, self-lender loan, or the self-lender on there. Again, it's not a loan, but if they have the self-lender on there, again, I mean, that'll boost up that credit file. I'm thinking 150 points very, very quickly, because now all they have is dormant accounts. They have nothing open at all. They got these medical bills, and they got this old repossession account, and they have nothing open. But if they had trade lines that were open, that have activity on them, it will jump up, because in 6 months after a repossession, banks will look at you. And are able to give you an auto loan. Most people don't know that. In 6 months, if you had a repossession, a bank will look at you and give you an auto loan. So if this person, instead of keep going on applying for an auto loan, applying for loans that they just can't get, they need to stop all that. Stop putting your credit information out there and hoping and praying that somebody's gonna cast a blind eye, and your bad credit is not gonna make a difference. And that's why I talk about credit intelligence. Look at your credit file and ask yourself, what can I do to make this file better? All right, what can I do to make this file better? Because this individual, again, can quickly make that file better by taking out a secure credit card, doing a self-lender, and quickly see that score jump up, and then they'll be able to get an auto loan. Because right now they're getting declined by everybody. They're getting declined by every single bank that looks at them. They have no merits. They have no merits on that credit file. Nothing that a lender can look to and say, you know what, we can give this individual a shot, because they are reestablishing themselves. They are proving that, you know what, I may have had this repossession, but it does not identify with who I am. They're not putting themselves in a position where somebody can say this person is good enough for another chance. So by them doing just a few little things, it can. So if you're out there and your credit file is similar, I mean, again, stop applying for stuff that you're most likely just going to get denied on, and you're increasing the number of inquiries on your report, because this individual came in, and of course, in trying to get them approved, we sent them to some second chance banks, and I mean, that's another bunch of inquiries on their credit that they gotta deal with. And just stop. Look at your credit. So if you're like that, if you're listening to me and your credit file is like that, stop and just look at your credit report. Ask yourself, what can I do? Take out a secured credit card, do a self-lender. If you can do 2 secure credit cards and do a self-lender, give it time. Give it 6 months or so. You should see a dramatic change in your credit file. So if you have any questions, just put them in the comments down there for me. But I hope this helps somebody. And until next time, I hope if you're in the US, I hope you're enjoying your 4th 4th of July. It looks like we're getting some rain on the 4th. I already had a barbecue early on in the day. So as you know, when the car business, so we're working today, but we had a good old time. I had a barbecue and just hang out. So headed home now, possibly to join another cookout. But whatever you do, hopefully you enjoy your 4th, have some fun with your family, and till next time, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell notification, and peace.